Happy Friday to you, Lisa Renee here, and this is Faithfully Focused Friday. Before we get started, if you would please do me a favor, if you have not already, hit that subscribe button, and if you find this video of value at all, please give me a thumbs up. I certainly would appreciate it. All right, so we have been focusing on the Mental Toughness Handbook, and we are going to still focus on that, but take a little different turn today. Sometimes I think I don't prepare enough, and I decided, you know what? Let's just talk about something that actually is happening. And hopefully you can relate to this or relate it to something in your life. So Monday, on Motivational Mindset Monday, I had talked about the 75 Hard program. I think I've talked about it in here as well. And if you don't know what that is, go Google it real quick. But it is a mental toughness program based on doing 5 simple daily tasks, but you must complete them every single day of the program for 75 days. And if you mess up any one of them, you have to go back to day 1. And the creator of this program is Sella. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy listening to Sella, and his story is awesome, and he is a great motivator. But he's a little crass, and I try to overlook that. But at the same time, he's also like very, I don't know how to say this. Here's what it made me feel like. Okay, so there are 5 simple tasks, and I don't have any issue with any of them. But I felt like if I misstepped or made a mistake, that I was expected by somebody else to do these things, and I didn't complete it, and I was a failure if I did not. And it made me feel like that was just horrible. And so I decided to stop doing it and putting that much pressure on myself. This program works great for a lot of people, and I'm so proud of those who can actually complete it. And I do believe it's a very, very disciplined motivator for building mental toughness. However, for me, I seem to have too much emotion around being a failure. And I can use failure as a learning event to catapult me forward. But in this instance, I felt like I was just a disappointment. I don't know if that makes sense. But I decided not to put that much pressure on myself. I still do most of the daily tasks. I am drinking a gallon of water. These are part of the daily task. I read at least 10 pages of a self-help or educational or a positive book, a nonfiction book, every single day. I do stick to a diet, though probably not as strict as I should. So that would set me back to day 1 because I'm a failure if I don't stick to something very strict. Also, you must take a progress picture every day. I can understand the principle. This is just another task. And also, you could use it almost like, you remember those cartoon flip books? You could have it put into a type of collage, and you could just run through it really quick to see all these subtle changes over 75 days. I don't need that. I don't care about that. I think a week progress photo is plenty. So that's what I do for the most part. Also, there is no cheating, no alcohol. That kind of all goes together. So I'm doing and making great strides in my health and in my own building of my own mental toughness as I go along. But I kept feeling and worrying doing that program that I was disappointing someone, that the only entity I need to worry about disappointing. And stop fretting and thinking I'm disappointing any other person or anything in this world. The only thing I need to live up to is God's expectations. And I'm not perfect, and He knows that. But I can strive for perfection without striving to do something for somebody in the world. I don't know if that would make sense to you, but I just felt like that was not for me. And that's okay. There are many people it is for, but I'm not one of them. And I just had to come to that realization. I prayed about it. So that goes into Phillippians. There is a little book that I came across in the grocery store. They have sometimes these wonderful little, books in grocery store. This one is called Worry Less, Pray More, a woman's devotional guide to anxiety-free living by Donna K. Maltese. I'll put a link to it below if I can find one. And in the beginning, it just introduces this very thing. When we look at our troubles from our perspective, we're filled with dread and anxiety, for they seem insurmountable. And that's when we need to pray. So Philippians 4, verses 6 through 7, talk just of this thing and how to stop worrying about it and stop having such anxiety and feeling like we're disappointing others. So I'll paraphrase how it's put in by Donna in Worry Less, Pray More. Don't fret or worry. Instead of worrying, pray. Let petitions and praises shape your worries into prayers, letting God know your concerns. Before you know it, a sense of God's wholeness, everything coming together for good, will come and settle you down. It's wonderful when it happens, when Christ displaces worry at the center of your life. And when I had prayed about it, this very thing, I didn't have this verse, this Philippians 4, 6, and 7 in my mind, but this is exactly how it came to me, that I need to stop worrying about it. When I asked God, why can't I do this? This is what came to me. Just ask Him. And then all of a sudden I felt like, you know what? I am doing good. I am not a failure. I need to stop worrying about what the world thinks. As long as I know in my heart and that I am pleasing to God in things that I am doing, then that's all that matters. And what a program says about me if I can't complete it, what a person thinks about me because I'm not following it, okay, so I'm not doing that program. And I don't have to worry anymore because I know I am still pleasing in the eyes of God as long as I continue moving forward in my personal gains in health, in my education, my self-improvement. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. And I hope you realize that too. Stop worrying about what everybody else thinks. Stop thinking you're a disappointment or a failure, because you're not. Take everything to God in prayer, and it will settle you. It will give you peace. All right, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful, blessed weekend, and I will see you Monday for Motivational Mindset Monday, or join me next week for another Faithfully Focused Friday. Bye-bye now.